birthday to you.
Happy February 1st. That's right. We are on the first day of February. It is the first of the month. And a big happy birthday shout out to anybody celebrating a birthday today on Thursday. And here's some celebrities that share a birthday with you. Harry Styles, pop singer, turns 30 today. Lisa Marie Presley would have been celebrating a birthday today. Rest in peace to her. The baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, from the UFC and the WWE, turns 37 today. Man, she's 6 years younger than me. Heather Morris, TV actress, turns 37. Brandon Lee would have been celebrating a birthday today. Let's see. Rick James would have had a birthday today if he were still alive. Let's see. Anybody else that's big? I don't see any other big ones. So yeah, those celebrities share a birthday with you. If today is your birthday, Michael C. Hall is 53. And Big Boy from Outkast, he's 49. That's awesome. Lauren Conrad, reality TV star, I believe she was on the OC. Laguna Beach, there you go. She's 38 years old today. So happy birthday to those celebrities, and then happy birthday, of course, to you if you're celebrating a birthday this whole weekend. Make sure you enjoy that time. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got some stuff in sports. The Super Bowl is set. Royal Rumble fallout. The road to WrestleMania is starting. And, of course, we've got the Grammys coming up this weekend. I'll tell you the full list of nominees for the big awards. And Taylor Kinney, is he staying on Chicago Fire? We're going to talk about that too, and we're going to talk a little about Tay-Tay, of course, because it's the big one. And let's get it kicked off with the Super Bowl. I'm not going to give what I did last week on the football games. I'm going to save that for next week, and I'm also going to save my prediction for next week because that's Super Bowl week. We are, of course, the Pro Bowls this weekend. That's what I'm going to talk about too. I'll let everybody know who's in the Pro Bowl this weekend. It's kind of a weird one. It's going to be a flag football game. Obviously, a lot of your big ones aren't going to be there. The San Francisco 49ers and the Chiefs won last week in two thrilling games. Wasn't exactly happy with the outcome, but you know what? It is what it is. Either Mahomes is going to win his third Super Bowl, or Brock Purdy, who's very young, is going to win his first Super Bowl. It's a very exciting time, though, for both those teams and for those cities. So we'll see what happens, but I'll give my prediction next week. The Super Bowl is set. They will be heading to Las Vegas this Sunday. That's right. They are going to be there for the full week. That's why this week at the Pro Bowl, which is in Orlando, Travis Kelce, Mahomes, Purdy, Debo, Samuel, none of them, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, none of them are going to be at the Pro Bowl this Sunday. They're all going to be already in Vegas. And it's funny because I was watching TikTok last night when I got home from work for a little bit, and one of the guys on there was doing a tour of where they're going to stay, the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers, and it's actually 20 miles outside of the Strip of Vegas, which everybody knew. They're not going to stay right on the Strip. That's just too much. Obviously they do get to enjoy Vegas during the week a little bit. They'll still have their practices, obviously, and their walkthroughs, but I'm sure they get to enjoy a little bit of Vegas if they want. But honestly, when your mind is on football and on playing in the championship game, I'm sure a lot of these guys aren't really thinking about gambling and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people are wondering, is Taylor Swift going to be at the Super Bowl? She has her tour, her next leg of her tour kicking off, and it's the world part of the tour. Not the United States, but the world. So next week, she's actually starting a concert series in Japan, which will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, from what I was reading, Japan is 17 hours ahead of Las Vegas. So a concert that starts around 4 or 5 in the evening would actually be Friday in Vegas, because they're 17 hours ahead. So right now, they're already well into the next day in Japan. In fact, let me look at this up really quick. I'm going to tell you exactly what time it is in Japan, Chicago time. Okay, where I'm at. So hold on. So right now, in Las Vegas, Nevada, it is 10:40 a.m. on Thursday. Okay. In Tokyo, Japan, it is 3:40 a.m. On Friday. So a lot of people are getting this confused. And I'm going to actually break this down. If she has a concert, let's see what time her concert starts. So Taylor Swift's concert, let's see. All right, so next week in Tokyo, Japan, on Saturday, she has a 4 p.m. concert, it says. Now, I don't know if that is 4 o'clock their time or 4 o'clock in the U.S. I don't know how that works. But I'm guessing it's Saturday at 4 p.m. They have weird times out there. Their concerts start early in the day. Now, it is a Saturday, so people are home. But even on Thursday and Friday of that week, okay, she starts at Wednesday. At 9 a.m. is her first concert. Weird time. But they're trying to adjust her to the time it would be in the United States so that she's not all tired and groggy. So she has a 9 o'clock concert on Wednesday, February 7th. Thursday, February 8th, she has a 4 o'clock concert. Friday, 4 o'clock. And then she has a 4 o'clock concert on Saturday, February 10th. If she does her concert, let's say it lasts 5 hours. I don't know how long the Eras Tour concert lasted. I heard it was long because she goes through all the eras of her music. So I'm guessing it's like a 4 or 5 hour show, let's just say. So if it starts at 4 in the afternoon, let's just say it goes till 10 o'clock at night. Say she gets right on a plane. She will actually get to Vegas on Saturday because of the time difference. It's a 12-hour flight, but it's a 17-hour time difference. So she technically will get into Vegas the day before. So people were saying she won't get there until 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night on Sunday. No, she would get there Saturday night around 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So she would have all night Saturday to rest and stuff, and then she would go to the Super Bowl and be there. She will be there. Now, Travis Kelce will not be at the Grammys with her this Sunday because they have to fly into Vegas, and they have to do it as a team. This is a team sport. There's nobody that says, oh, well, because you're with Taylor Swift, you could get off and come on Monday. No, that doesn't work like that. When they tell you this is when you arrive, the NFL says this is when you get there. It doesn't matter if you're dating Taylor Swift. It doesn't matter if you're dating Beyonce. It doesn't matter if you're dating the female god. You cannot get out of it. You have to be there when they tell you. So, yes, he will not be at the Grammys with her. She, I'm sure, understands that his career is, that's it. After this week, he's done. Or after next week, he's done. Once the Super Bowl's over, they obviously do their parade and all that stuff. But, I mean, football-wise, he's done with practices for a while. He's done with all that stuff. So, I'm sure she's not that worried about it. So, Super Bowl set. We'll see what happens on the Taylor Swift versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Taylor Swifties versus the 49ers next week. Should be a good game. We'll talk more about that next week on Thursday or Friday show because obviously by then we'll know injury reports. We'll know if there's any major stuff going on. But yeah, I'm sure everybody's excited. Let's talk about the NFC AFC Pro Bowl now. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. So the Pro Bowl games are back this year. The flag football game, which raised eyebrows when it debuted last year as a replacement for a traditional tackle football game, holds a new significance as the sport will be contested in the 2028 Olympic Games in LA. That's right, NFL is going to possibly be in the Olympics with flag football. That's a pretty cool thing. So the world will pick different teams, and of course the USA would have actual football players doing it from the NFL. I'm sure that players coming from other countries could represent their country just like the NBA does for the Olympics. So we'll see what happens. Players on the Pro Bowl rosters have already expressed interest. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill posted on X that the NFL players try to bring one home. Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who was originally named to the AFC roster, but later replaced by Jacksonville Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence due to the Chiefs heading to the Super Bowl, said in November he definitely wants to play flag football in the Olympics. So that'll be cool. Let's see, Micah Parsons, Sauce Gardner, they all said they want to do it too. So we'll see what happens. The Olympics, that'd be fun to see the NFL represented in the Olympics. Here's how to watch the first day of the Pro Bowl. Features 7 skill competitions, will air live on ESPN Thursday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. 4 more skill events, plus 3 7-on-7 flag football games will take place Sunday beginning at 3 p.m. on ESPN and ABC. That's where you can watch it. What skills competitions are on today on Thursday? Best catch. Fans vote online to choose the winner of this competition, which was pre-taped and includes one player from each conference showing off their creativity, innovativeness, and talent. Precision passing. Each of the conference's quarterbacks will compete in a 1-minute accuracy competition as they attempt to accumulate points by hitting static and moving targets. Closest to the pin. 6 players from each conference hit the links to try to drive a golf ball as close to the hole as possible. High stakes. The goal of this event is to catch the most footballs without dropping any. Players begin this challenge by holding a football. They'll then attempt to catch punts from a jugs machine. If the player catches the football without dropping others, he will move on to the next round and continue attempting to catch more footballs. They're going to do dodgeball. 4 teams of 5 players will compete in a multi-round tournament of dodgeball. Tic-tac-toe. Each team's kicker competes in a giant tic-tac-toe competition. And then snapshots. A new event, long snappers and centers have a chance to shine, snapping footballs at targets of various sizes to gain points for their team. That's all tonight on Thursday night. And then Sunday, they're going to do a Madden NFL head-to-head. 2 players will defend the NFC's title against the AFC in Madden's NFL 24 using the official 2024 Pro Bowl games roster. Gridiron Gauntlet, an obstacle course relay race that requires 6 players from each conference to break through walls, crawl under doors, and push a sled. They're going to do tug of war, standing above a foam pit. 5 players from each conference will try to pull their opponents across the middle marker. It's a best of 3 format. And then move the chains, an offensive and defensive lineman strength competition that'll include teams of 5 players collaborating to move 3,000 pounds of weights off a wall, then pulling the 2,000-pound wall across the finish line. That's insane. Players that are selected to the 2024 Pro Bowl, and it says players in italics are not participating. Arizona Cardinals strong safety Budda Baker, Atlanta Falcons free safety Jesse Bates, and offensive guard Chris Lindstrom. Baltimore Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton, QB Lamar Jackson, center Tyler Lingram, defensive tackle Justin Mobelke, the linebacker Patrick Queen, linebacker Roquan Smith, formerly of the Bears, kicker Justin Tucker, and offensive guard Kevin Zeitler. Buffalo Bills running back James Cook, offensive tackle Deion Dawkins, and wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Carolina Panthers defensive tackle Derek Brown. Chicago Bears will be represented by Jalen Johnson and defensive end Montez Sweat. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase and defensive end Troy Hendrickson. Cleveland Browns are represented by defensive end Myles Garrett, tight end David Njoku, linebacker Jeremiah I can't even say this dude's name. Not even going to try. Guard Wyatt Teller and cornerback Denzel Ward. Dallas Cowboys got punter Brian Anger, kicker Brandon Aubrey, cornerback Deron Bland, tight end Jake Ferguson, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, offensive tackle Zach Martin, linebacker Micah Parsons, and QB Dak Prescott, and guard Tyler Smith. Denver Broncos have wide receiver Martin Mims, free safety Justin Simmons, and cornerback Pat Sturton II. Man, some of these names are just weird. Detroit Lions got their running back Jahmyr Gibbs, defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, tight end Sam Laporta. They've got center Frank Rangel, offensive tackle Penny Sewell, wide receiver Amon Ross St. Brown. See, if you are on these teams or you are a fan of these teams, you know exactly what these players' names are. Green Bay Packers, they've got defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Houston Texans, Will Anderson, and QB CJ Stroud, and Laramie Tunzel. The Colts have DeForest Buckner, Ryan Kelly, Gardner Minshew, and Quentin Nelson. Jacksonville Jaguars have Josh Allen, Evan Ingram, and Ross Mesquint. Las Vegas Raiders, A.J. Cole. Los Angeles Chargers, Keenan Allen. Los Angeles Rams, Puka Nacua, and Kieran Williams. Miami Dolphins have Terran Armstead, Tyreek Hill, Alec Ingold, Rhea Mostert, Jalen Ramsey, and Tua is going to be there too. Minnesota Vikings, you got Andrew Diploma, you got C.J. Ham and Daniel Hunter. New Orleans Saints, Demario Davis and Rashid Shaheed. New York Giants, Dexter Lawrence. New York Jets have Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, and Quentin Williams. Philadelphia Eagles, Landon Dickerson, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Hanson Reddick, Darius Slay, and DeAndre Swift. Pittsburgh Steelers have Micah Fitzpatrick and special teamers Miles Kilbrew. Seattle Seahawks have Nick Bellamore, Julian Love, DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, Bob Warner, and Devin Witherspoon. Tampa Bay has Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirfs, and Tennessee Titans have wide receiver Derrick Henry. The NFL flag football is going to be Sunday, of course. That's like the main event of the thing, and it's going to be different rounds of it. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be on ABC and ESPN. Lots of fun stuff going on this weekend with the Pro Bowl. I'm excited for it a little bit. I may watch a little tonight, and then obviously I'll watch a little Sunday until I go to work. But it sounds exciting, so we'll see what happens. All right, as everybody knows, this weekend was, of course, the WWE Royal Rumble, and that was on Saturday night. What a great night. 4 good matches. Here's the results of all the matches, of course, so let's see what happened. Roman Reigns, the champion, defeated AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton by pinfall. I somewhat called it. I was hoping it was going to be Randy Orton, but I said it would most likely be Roman Reigns. So I picked the winner on that one. Logan Paul defeated Kevin Owens by disqualification when KO grabbed the brass knuckles that were meant for Logan Paul. He knocked him out with them, but he had him on his hand while the referee was counting. Referee looked up and saw him and called a disqualification on the match, so Logan Paul kept his title. The Women's Royal Rumble kicked off the night. It lasted an hour and 5 minutes, and Bayley won the Royal Rumble. So excited for Bayley. Cannot wait till Friday night because she said she's going to announce who she's going after. I have a feeling it's going to be Io Sky. I'll go into that in a second. And then, of course, the winner, she eliminated Liv Tyler and Jay Cargill. And, of course, the last match of the night was a 30-man Royal Rumble, which lasted an hour and 8 minutes. And it was Cody Rhodes who beat CM Punk by eliminating him last from the Rumble match. Now, a few surprise returns. Jade Cargill, not really a big return because this is really her first match, but it was exciting seeing her in the Rumble. She did amazing. Naomi, that was a big return for the women. She came back to WWE. She was actually number 2, I believe, in the Royal Rumble, and she lasted a long time. She came in at number 2 and was in there for an hour and 2 minutes. Bayley, who won it, was in there for an hour and 3, coming in at number 3. And she was eliminated by Jade Cargill, which was really cool. But yeah, Naomi did a great job coming in there. Here was the women order for the Royal Rumble match. It was Natalya at number 1. Naomi came in number 2. Bayley number 3. Candice LeRae was number 5. Jordan Grace was number 4. Jaden Grace was number 5. Indy Hartwell was number 6. Asuka came in number 7. Ivy Neal came in at 8. Katana Chance was number 9, which here was the crazy thing. A lot of people did not know this, but the WWE actually brought in somebody from TNA. So let's rewind to number 5. People are like, wait a minute. If you don't know, like, who's Jordan Grace? Who is that? She's from TNA. She is the Knockouts champion. 2 years in a row, the WWE has included a member of TNA in the Royal Rumble. Last year was Mickie James, who was the TNA Knockout Champion, and they even name dropped that she was a TNA champion. So, really cool at Triple H. Really cool, and I hope this happens a lot more. I would like to even see it with AEW. I don't think it'll happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. Number 10 was Bianca Belair. Number 11 was Kairi Sane. Number 12, Tegan Nox. Number 13 was Kaden Carter. 14 was Chelsea Green. Number 15 was Piper Niven. 16 was Zia Lee. 17 was Zelina Vega. Maxine Dupree was number 18. Nia Jax came in at 19. Shotzi was number 20. Becky Lynch came in at 21. Alba Fry came in at 22. Shayna Baszler was number 23. Valhalla was 24. Mitchin was number 25. Zoe Stark was 26. Roxanne Perez came in at 27. Jade Cargill came in at number 28. Tiffany Stratton came in at number 29, and Liv Morgan made her return back to WWE from injury at number 30. Very lackluster number 30, though. I love Liv Morgan, but I was hoping it was Mandy Rose or Sasha Banks. I was hoping possibly for AJ Lee, which they never said AJ Lee was coming back necessarily this year. She could come back at any time to wrestle. You know, they're not going to do it just right away just because everybody wants it. It just has to happen when it happens. So it was a good Rumble, though. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But it did lack some returns that people wanted. But then again, there's only 30 spots. And you can't bring back 4 or 5 people and then take away from the people who have been there for this long. So I was still happy with it. Men's Royal Rumble. Number 1 was Jey Uso. Number 2 was Jimmy Uso. Number 3 was Grayson Waller. Number 4, Andrade. Andrade is back in WWE. I was excited for him coming back. He was a name that was dropped. Of course, his last event for AEW was December 30th. So everybody kind of knew he'd be back, and I figured he'd be in the Rumble. Carmelo Hayes was number 5. Shinsuke Nakamura was number 6. Santos Escobar was number 7. Karrion Kross came in at number 9. Dirty Dom came in at number 9. Carlito was number 10. Bobby Lashley came in at number 11. Number 12 was Ludwig Kaiser. Number 13, Austin Theory. 14 was Finn Balor. 15 was Cody Rhodes. Bronson Reed came in at 16. 17 was Kofi Kingston. 18 was Gunther. Number 19 was Ivar. Braun Breaker came in number 20. I'm going to tell you a quick story about that in a second. Omos was number 21. Pat McAfee came in at number 22 and eliminated himself because he saw Omos and Braun Breaker looking at him, and he's like, nope, and he took himself right out. He was in the Rumble for 38 seconds. JD McDonough came in at 23. R-Truth came into the Women's and the Men's Royal Rumble at 23 and 24. Got eliminated from both, and I believe that's the first time ever that a person was eliminated from both the Men and the Women's Royal Rumble as a guy. The Miz came in at 25. Damian Priest came in at 26. CM Punk at 27. Ricochet came in 28. Drew McIntyre, number 29, and number 30 was another lackluster number 30. It was Sami Zayn. Look, we didn't want Sami Zayn at number 30. We were looking for a big return from maybe The Rock or somebody else, but it didn't happen. But it was still a fun Royal Rumble. Everybody that needed to win won, so we'll see what happens now. We'll see what happens from this. Funny story, Brock Lesnar was supposed to come in where Braun Breaker did. But because of the scandal with Vince McMahon, and Brock Lesnar wasn't named to it, but here's what happened. In the deposition, the woman, who I'll keep nameless, which, I mean, you can find her name anywhere, but she said that she was given to a former UFC WWE star. There's only 2 of them now in the WWE. And the other one is CM Punk. And he just got back literally at Survivor Series. This happened a couple of years ago. So, yeah, everybody pretty much figured out it was Brock Lesnar. And so Brock was supposed to be in the Rumble. They pulled him, put Braun Breaker in his spot, and Braun Breaker was eliminated by Dominic Mysterio, who was supposed to eliminate Brock Lesnar, which would set up an Elimination Chamber match between the two of them. And Brock would obviously probably squash him and then go on to WrestleMania and face Gunther, probably for the Intercontinental title, I'm guessing, if he doesn't drop it before then. So, a lot of things are up in the air right now at WrestleMania. Obviously, CM Punk, the big news is he got injured. Really sad if this isn't a work, which it could be. WWE is known for that. We'll see as the time goes on. Cody Rhodes, I was reading reports, was supposed to not win. He was supposed to win Elimination Chamber. And CM Punk was going to win and face Seth Rollins until Punk got hurt during the match, and then Punk told Cody Rhodes, the referee, he's hurt, and he's like, I'm gonna have him throw me over and win instead. I don't know how true that is, because they don't usually do that mid-match, especially when it's that close to the end, unless Triple H said, toss Punk out, we'll give it to Cody. I don't know if that happened. Nobody really knows what's going on with that. Hopefully CM Punk's going to be better. It's a torn tricep. Hopefully he won't need surgery. If he does, it could be a 4 to 6 month injury. If he doesn't, it could be about probably like closer to 3 or 4 months, but that would still put him past WrestleMania. So most likely Punk will not be at WrestleMania, and Seth Rollins is wrestling with a bad meniscus. So a lot of injuries happening right now in WWE. So we'll see now. Where does this set everything up? Gunther did do a promo with Seth Rollins for a possible match at WrestleMania. The Elimination Chamber most likely will be Bayley's most likely going to go after Io Sky after Nia Jax came down and completely decimated Rhea Ripley. I'm pretty sure that's setting up for Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Now, that match could be at Elimination Chamber, but I'm thinking Nia Jax wins. I'm thinking Bayley challenges Io Sky, which will break up her leaving Damage Control, which they've been hinting at for a while, kicking her out. They're going to look at it like, oh, she don't belong anymore. We don't need her anymore. Kind of like they threw Edge to the curb with Judgment Day. That could bring back a Sasha Banks. Everybody's saying she's going to go to AEW. Just because she wasn't in the Rumble doesn't mean she's not coming back. And it could be she'll be in the corner of Bayley at WrestleMania. So don't count out Bayley coming back just because she wasn't in the Rumble. Just like don't count out AJ Lee never coming back because she wasn't in this year's Rumble either. Maybe they want to give her a year to train to come back next year for the Royal Rumble. Who knows? WWE is unpredictable, especially now that Vince McMahon is officially out of everything and The Rock is now on the board of directors of the whole company, of the whole umbrella thing. Things could be really crazy in there now. So we'll see what happens. My predictions for Elimination Chamber, I say Bayley picks Io Sky, which locks up the SmackDown Women's title. Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins did come out and cut a promo, but I still think Cody Rhodes wants to finish the story with Roman Reigns. So I still think that's going to happen. So I believe that the Elimination Chamber match for the women and the men are going in Australia, which, if you live in the Illinois area like I do, it's going to start at 4 a.m. I'll watch it later in the afternoon. I'm not watching it that early. But we'll talk more about Elimination Chamber. It's February 24th from Perth, Australia. But we'll talk more about that once we start hearing more information about the Elimination Chamber match. I'll release that as it goes. But I'm telling you now, I'm excited because I think that the Women's SmackDown Championship is going to be locked in by Bayley and Io Sky, which means that Raw will have the Elimination Chamber match, and I believe that Raw will also have the Elimination Chamber match for the men too, because I believe Cody Rhodes will most likely go after Roman Reigns. Unless The Rock and Roman is a thing. If that's still a thing, then if next week he comes out and challenges Seth for the title, I have a feeling The Rock is going to challenge Roman, but he's going to win the Elimination Chamber match. I think he's going to have 2 return matches, one at the Chamber and then one at WrestleMania. and then he retires because he's on a short contract. But we'll see what happens. He hasn't officially signed anything major yet, but we'll see what happens. Nia Jax, I think, is going to challenge Rhea Ripley either at the Chamber or she'll win the Chamber to face her at WrestleMania. I think a match like that you would hold off till Mania. So we'll see what happens. And then, of course, if The Rock does challenge Roman for the title at WrestleMania, which I don't think was going to be a thing until Punk got hurt. Now I think they're trying to think, okay, what could really sell? Roman and who do you have face Seth Rollins? You could have Gunther win the Elimination Chamber and challenge him and win it. Because I think whoever faces Seth Rollins is going to win the title. Seth is going to take some time off to rehab his injuries and stuff. He's also got back problems. I think he's going to take a little time off after Mania, which he deserves after what he's been doing with the world title. So, yeah, I think the best option would be Cody Rhodes. And I think the best option would be keep the title on Roman for a little while longer. I think he should beat Hogan in September and then lose it maybe at the Rumble next year. Or maybe have him go to WrestleMania. Look, the world title is your main title right now. That's the defending title every month. I would say let Roman keep it unless he's going against Cody. Then he drops it to Cody because Cody needs to finish his story. But I believe with Roman. But if it's with Seth, I'll be happy with that too. So we'll see. I'll be keeping everybody posted on what happens. Now we're going to talk some entertainment news. We're going to talk Taylor Kinney. So here's a spoiler. If you did not watch, which I haven't watched it yet, but I know what happened. If you haven't watched Chicago Fire yet, forward through this at least a few minutes. And I don't know exactly how long it's going to be that I'm going to talk about it. Probably not long. So maybe go about like 3 minutes in. And you can rewind it to hear the next topic. But Taylor Kinney on Chicago Fire last night. Here's a spoiler. So like I said, forward through now. Okay. So the people who already saw it are listening. Taylor Kinney on Chicago Fire left last night to go do another a job for, I think it's like the CFI or something. I really have a feeling this is leading to him leaving the show, which is really sad because I will miss him. Like, when I started watching, it was all about Casey and Severide. And they've been the staple of the show since it started. Then Casey left, which happens. You still had Severide. Then he left last year, and there were some good stories. There were some decent stories. But I just can't see them having Severide leave without Kid. Because I don't want to see another thing like we're seeing on Chicago PD, where they divorce because he left to go somewhere else. They did that. That storyline's been done on Chicago PD with Halstead and his wife. So, yeah, Haley. So why would they do that? Don't do that same storyline. Maybe have him and Kid both leave. I don't understand why they're doing that on the show. But it kind of bothers me. You know, I'm a big fan of Chicago Fire and the Chicago shows. And I don't know if I could watch it without Taylor Kinney on there. So we're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, if you didn't see it, obviously, I hope you didn't hear the spoiler alert. I'm going to be watching it this weekend to catch up on it. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully this is just like maybe he's going to be gone an episode or two. Or maybe he's not even going to be gone. He'll just be gone in Chicago Fire time, which could be like a month later they come back and he's back again. So, I don't know. I'll have to see what happens on there. But, yeah, I just hope Taylor Kinney doesn't leave. And if you're listening, Taylor Kinney, please don't leave. Stay on the show. All right, let's talk about the Grammys this weekend. Last topic of the day. Let's see who's the nominees for all the awards. All right, so here's a list for Record of the Year. Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For? Boy Genius, Not Strong Enough. John Batiste, Worship. Miley Cyrus, Flowers. Olivia Rodrigo, Vampire. SZA, Kill Bill. Taylor Swift, Antihero. And Victoria Monet with On My Mama. Album of the Year nominees are Boy Genius for the Record, Janelle Monáe, The Age of Pleasure, John Batiste, World Music Radio, Lana Del Rey, Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard, Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation, Olivia Rodrigo, Guts, SZA, SOS, and Taylor Swift, Midnights. Song of the Year, Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For from the Barbie movie, Dua Lipa, Dance the Night from Barbie the album, John Batiste with Butterfly, Lana Del Rey, A&W, Miley Cyrus, Flowers, Olivia Rodrigo, Vampire, SZA, Kill Bill, and Taylor Swift, Antihero. Best New Artist, Coco Jones, Gracie Abrams, Fred Again, Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Noah Kahan, Victoria Monet, and The War and Treaty. Let's see. Best Pop Solo Performance, Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For? Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red, Miley Cyrus, Flowers, Olivia Rodrigo, Vampire, and Taylor Swift, Antihero. Best Pop Duo Group Performance, Liberneth featuring Billie Eilish, Never Felt So Alone, Lana Del Rey featuring John Batiste with Candy Necklace, Miley Cyrus featuring Brandy Carlisle with 1,000 Miles, SZA featuring Phoebe Bridgers with Ghost in the Machine, and Taylor Swift featuring Ice Spice for Karma. Best Pop Vocal Album, Ed Sheeran, Subtract, Kelly Clarkson, Chemistry, Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation, Olivia Rodrigo, Guts, and Taylor Swift, Midnights. Best Rock Performance, The Arctic Monkeys, Sculptures of Anything Goes, Black Pumas, More Than a Love Song, Boy Genius, Not Strong Enough, Foo Fighters, Rescued, and Metallica, Lux Eterna. Best Metal Performance, Disturbed, Badman, Ghost, Phantom of the Opera, Metallica, 72 Seasons, Slipknot, Hive Mind, and Spirit Box, Jaded. Best Rock Song, Boy Genius, Not Strong Enough, Foo Fighters, Rescued, Olivia Rodrigo, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, Queens of the Stone Age, Emotion Sickness, and the Rolling Stones, Angry. Best Rock Album, Foo Fighters, Best Here We Are, Greta Van Fleet with Starcatcher, Metallica, 72 Seasons, Paramore, This Is Why, Queens of the Stone Age, In Times New Roman. Best Alternative Music Performance, Always, Belinda Says, Arctic Monkeys, Body Paint, Boy Genius, Cool About It, Lana Del Rey, A&W, and Paramore with This Is Why. Best Alternative Music Album, Arctic Monkeys, The Car, Boy Genius, The Record, Gorillaz, Cracker Island, Lana Del Rey, Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard, and PJ Harvey, I Inside the Old Year Dying. Best R&B Performance, Chris Brown, Summer Too Hot, Coco Jones, I See You, Robert Glasper featuring Sir and Alex Isley, Back to Love, SZA, Kill Bill, and Victoria Monet with How Does It Make You Feel? Let's see. Best Traditional R&B Performance, Babyface featuring Coco Jones, Simple Kenyon Dixon, Lucky, PJ Morton, Good Morning, SZA with Love Language, Victoria Monet featuring Earth, Wind, and Fire, Hazel Monet for Hollywood. Let's see. Best R&B Album, Babyface, Girls Night Out, Coco Jones, Why I Didn't Tell You, Emily King, Special Occasions, Summer Walker, Clear 2, Soft Life EP, and Victoria Monet, Jaguar 2. Best Rap Performance, Baby Keem featuring Kendrick Lamar, The Hillbillies, Black Thought, Love Letter, Coi Leray, Players, Drake and 21 Savage, Rick Flex, Killer Mike featuring Andre 3000, Future and Aaron, and Alan Kane, Scientists and Engineers. Best Rap Song, Doja Cat, Attention, Drake and 21 Savage, Rich Flex, Killer Mike featuring Andre 3000, Future and Aaron, Alan Kane, Scientists and Engineers, and Little Uzi Vert with Just Wanna Rock, Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice featuring Aqua, Barbie World from Barbie the Album. Let's see. Best Rap Album, Drake and 21 Savage, Her Loss, Killer Mike, Michael, Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains, Nas, King's Disease 3, and Travis Scott, Utopia. And let's see. I'm only doing certain ones because there's a lot. Let's see. Best Country Solo Performance, Brandy Clark for Buried, Chris Stapleton, White Horse, Dolly Parton, The Last Thing on My Mind, Luke Combs, Fast Cars, and Taylor Childers, In Your Love. Best Country Duo Group Performance, Brothers Osborne, Nobody's Nobody. Carly Pierce featuring Chris Stapleton, We Didn't Fight Anymore. Dierks Bentley, Forgetting Billy Strings, High Note. Jelly Roll with Lainey Wilson, Save Me. Vince Gill and Paul Franklin with Kissing Your Picture. Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves, I Remember Everything. Best Country Song, Brandy Clark, Buried. Chris Stapleton, White Horse. Morgan Wallen, Last Night. Taylor Childers, In Your Love. Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves, I Remember Everything. Best Country Album, Brothers Osborne. Kelsey Ballerini, Rolling Up the Welcome Mat. Lainey Wilson, Bell Bottom Country. Tyler Childers, Rustlin' in the Rain. And Zach Bryan. Let's see. I think that's it. There's a lot of stuff. Folk, gospel, all that stuff. You'll see it at the awards show. I just go over the major ones. I don't do the Latin ones because I can't say everybody's name and songs. So just check out the Grammys. They're this Sunday. Make sure you check it out. It's Sunday night. So go see that. And now, finally, my top 10 of the week. And this will be on my TikTok also. You can see my TikTok down below in the comments. You can go down there and find it and go follow it. My top 10 rappers of all time. And here we go. Number 10, LL Cool J. Number 9, DMX. Number 8, Busta Rhymes. Number 7 is Nas. Number 6 is Snoop Dogg. Number 5, Dr. Dre. Number 4 is Jay-Z. Number 3 is Biggie. Number 2, Eminem. And my favorite rapper of all time, of course, is the late, great Tupac Shakur. If you don't agree with this, go to TikTok. I'll post it there and let me know who yours is. Email me your favorites at the email down below. It's also in the comments section. You can follow all my socials there and my email. You can email me there and let me know who your favorite is. Maybe I'll read it on the show. Starting next week, I'm also going to do a trivia question, and I'm going to do one a week from this week. I'm going to post one all the way through, so I'll do it a week ahead. So all of February and all of March. And the first week in April, I'll pick a name out, and the winner is going to get a Robbie.G podcast t-shirt. So make sure you do that. But you got to come and follow me on different things. I'll see everybody next week. We're going to talk more about the Super Bowl, of course. We'll know injury reports and all that. I'm going to do a show Friday because of that, because I want the injury report up until Thursday to see, because usually by then people know a little bit about what's going on. Now, it could change, obviously. There could be more injuries, or there could be guys who get better and they come in and they play, but I want to do an up-to-date injury report. So I'm going to do the show Friday. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about some movie releases. We're going to talk about my top 10 list for next week. I'll let everybody know what that's going to be. And we'll find out the answer to the trivia question that I'm going to post this week on TikTok and Facebook. And I'll do it on multiple places, and we'll see what happens on there. But until then, I'll see everybody next week. Enjoy your weekend. It's a lot warmer, and stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, like Charlie would say, don't die. I'll see everybody next week right here on the Robbie G Show podcast. Peace.